Van D, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van D.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Van D podcast. I am super grateful that you are taking the time out of your busy day to spend it with me. You know, your time is extremely important to me. So today I want to talk to you about your intuition and your gut feel. You all have heard it. You've said it. I need to follow my gut. I should follow my gut. So my question is, how many times have you said to yourself, I wish I had followed my intuition, or I should have trusted my gut? I want to tell you something. This has happened to me so many times that I've lost count. And 99% of those times, I would have made the right decision if I would have trusted my intuition, if I would have just listened to what my gut is telling me. It's amazing how many times that's the right answer. So when you're thinking about doing something, and you have a gut feeling about whether you should back off or move ahead or pay attention. Some people may call it intuition. And if something happens the way you exactly want it to, they may say, well, that's just a coincidence. No, I don't think so. I think if you pay attention to your gut and to your intuitive mindset, it's usually going to lead you down the right path. You know, Albert Einstein, old buddy of mine, no, just kidding. Albert Einstein said, I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am right. Now, did you get that? He emphasizes he feels that he's right, but he doesn't know that he's right. That's what following your gut, your intuitive attitude, your intuitive thoughts, that's what that's all about. So, like you've heard in my podcast over the years, I'm one to admit my faults, my failures, as well as, discuss my victories and my successes. But I have made many mistakes because I didn't listen to my gut. But, I'm grateful to the good Lord that none of those mistakes turned out to be fatal. I'm still here. Did I make some major mistakes back in my wild days? Absolutely. But like I say, I give grace to God that I'm here, so I must be here for a reason. Those mistakes were not fatal. I really believe that life is a journey, and we will never have all the answers to all our questions. And I don't want to have all the answers to all my questions, because then I wouldn't be striving to learn new things every day. When you are making monumental decisions, there will be many times you just got to trust your gut. I don't care what the analytics say, the logistics say, the paper in front of you says, all your data says. You're going to have to trust your gut on some decisions you're going to make in life. This may sound crazy, but I'm the first one to say, and if you've been to my presentations and been to my audiences, you've heard me say before that God did not bless me with a lot of talent. But the talent I do have, I'm utilizing to the maximum while I'm here on this earth. One of the talents I really believe that I have is that I'm very intuitive. Sometimes it's scary to me. I can finish people's sentences. I can look at them sometimes and tell what they're thinking. I think that's what's made me a good salesman and a good businessman. I just feel like I've got this special gift of being intuitive. Many times I've thought about a client that I should be calling, or a prospect that I have not had a conversation with in a long time. I mean, a prospect that I've thought about that, like, dang, he said they were looking for a speaker for a big event. And it was going to be next year. Or somebody said that they were looking to sell their house. And I've thought about him. And I want to tell you something. I can be thinking about that prospect or that client that morning, and it is amazing that same day I'll get a phone call from them. That's happened to me so many times in my life that I can't count all the times. Now, it would have been more appropriate and a better businessman if I would have called them when I got that gut feeling that I should call them. Instead, no, 4 or 5 hours later, I get a call from them. My point is, if your gut is telling you to do something, what does it cost you to do it? Just do it. I really wish I would have called them first. A gentleman named Jiddu Krishnamurti. Now, I probably destroyed that name, but so what? I'm not being graded. Says, intuition is the whisper of the soul. I love that. Now, there's a million quotes you can find on intuitiveness and gut feeling. This one really resonates with me because intuition is the whisper of the soul. Something inside of me is whispering, don't do this. Do this. Make this call. Don't be afraid to ask for business. Don't be afraid to do this. Be vulnerable. That's the whisper inside of me. You got to hear this, man. I'm telling you, this is crazy. About 2 weeks ago, right after I woke up, I'm drinking my coffee with my favorite human/dog on my lap, Baxter. Shout out to my dog Baxter, 10-pound Havanese. Yep, you know I love him. That's my boy. Anyway, I'm sitting there drinking my morning coffee and Baxter's on my lap, and all of a sudden I started thinking about a friend of mine that I hadn't seen for a couple of years. I just started thinking about her. Nothing romantic, nothing. I'm just wondering. I wonder what she's up to. So listen to this. So later on that afternoon, same day, I haven't talked to her for a long time. Later on that afternoon, I get a text. I'm having dinner with friends, actually, late afternoon, early evening. I'm having dinner with friends. I get a text and I look down at it. It's her. And this is no joke. The text said, the universe is telling me to reach out to you, and I just wanted to say hello. Can you believe this? I have not thought about this person forever, and I get a text saying the universe is telling me to reach out to you, and I just wanted to say hello. It blew me away. It blew me away. I immediately, even with my friends there, I just stopped and I said out loud with them sitting there, I don't believe this. Then I told them the story. But I immediately texted back and said, do you have a minute to talk? In about 30 minutes, can I call you when my dinner was over? She texted back, yes. I called her, and it was a short conversation, but I told her what happened. I said, you're not going to believe this. I thought about you this morning. But what's even crazier than what I just told you is she wasn't shocked. She goes, yeah. She goes, that happens. When you throw something out in the universe and it's your intuition, it's usually going to happen. So she was not surprised at all that, that she needed to reach out to me, that she said the universe was calling her. Ladies and gentlemen, that's intuitiveness. That's intuition. That's gut feel. It's real. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not real. It's real. It's part of who we are. It's like a portion of our brain function. A gentleman named Paul O'Brien said, visionary decision-making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. Now, I really believe in this statement. It gets me to the core of my soul, because I believe we should be making decisions based not only on what we feel, but also on what we see. We should always be asking ourselves if the intended action makes sense and if it will move us forward, or is it going to potentially have the opposite effect? I want to tell you something. I put all this into real life situations. If I'd had this mindset, and I'm on a journey. I'm constantly trying to get better. I'm learning. I want to learn something new every day. It makes my life more interesting. If I had this mindset when I was building my big company and managing people and being a leader and so on, I would have made different decisions on so many different occasions. I would have made a lot of different decisions if I would have really trusted my gut and my intuition. However, I don't have any regrets about the choices I made, because apparently I made them for a reason, and I'm supposed to make those mistakes, so I learn. And I learned from those decisions and chose to use what I learned to benefit me. A lot of times when I learn something, it's don't do it again. Next time, look at it this way. Next time, follow your gut. If you're human, things aren't going to always turn out the way you want them, if you're human. Now, if you're perfect, you're probably not listening to this podcast, because I like talking to people that want to be better, and they're not perfect. When things don't turn out the way we planned, we should not be disappointed. Instead, I believe we should remember that we have this God-given ability to learn a great lesson and to benefit from it in the future. At the very least, the next time this happens, we will listen to our intuition, our gut, instead of ignoring it. Ingrid Bergman said, "You must train your intuition. You must trust the small voice inside of you which tells you exactly what to say and what to decide." Why not? There's a reason why a small voice is talking to us. They're trying to tell us something inside of us. Why? Because they know us better than we do. Those small voices. If you ever find yourself second guessing something, even if it's a relationship, dang, I could go into that for a long time. Even if it's a personal relationship, if you're second guessing something, a business decision, a career move, if you are second guessing it, that is definitely a sign that you need to step back, take a deep, deep breath, and listen to what your gut is telling you. Here's what I know for sure, okay? The more you trust your intuition, the more empowered, the stronger, and the happier you will be. That's a fact. There will be times when trusting your gut feeling about something could possibly save you from a potential disaster. I know right now, if you stop and think, when you've listened to your gut and you've trusted your intuition, what has it saved you from? What has it helped you gain? I know that you can come up with an example, and I'd love it if you sent me an email to van@vandeep.com and tell me one of the instances you've had where you've trusted your gut and it's worked out, or you didn't trust your gut and it didn't work out. I'd love to hear from you. I like to trust my instincts and make judgments based on what my heart tells me to do. I find that my heart will rarely betray me. Now, did I always have this mindset? Heck no. But man alive, as I've gotten older, I want to repeat this. I like to trust my instincts and make judgments based on what my heart tells me to do, because my heart rarely betrays me. Steve Jobs You all know Steve Jobs. He says, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Boy, is that true. This is so, so true. If you get into the habit of trusting your intuition, you might gain some unexpected benefits. So the researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, found that people who rely on their intuition are better at reading body language and facial expressions, which can help them navigate through social situations way more effectively. In other words, what I'm saying is intuition can enhance communication and promote social success. I told you I felt one of my gifts was I know what people are thinking, and I can tell by their facial expressions and their body language. So today, my message, my bottom line message is that following your intuition will often lead to good results or keep you out of a bad situation. Trust your gut. Right now, your gut's telling you to subscribe to this podcast. It's free. I'll never charge you a dime, but make sure you get these in your inbox every month. Subscribe to this podcast, or please do me a favor. Share this with somebody that could use to hear this message, and then they can get all my messages. Share this with somebody. Sign up for my newsletters, which are very similar to my podcasts, only in print, at vandeeb.com. But I'm here for you. I'd love to come speak to your company. It doesn't have to be a small group, a large group. I've spoken to companies as big as Union Pacific and Aflac and huge Fortune 500 companies. And then I've been in a room with 5 people before. I know that I've got information that will help you move the ball faster and get you where you want to go a lot quicker. I'm grateful that you listened to my podcast today. Make it a great day and follow your intuition.
A Hurrdat Media Production.